Hey everyone, welcome to Chapter 7 of the 90-Day Revenue Challenge. I'm William Stern, and today we're going to get laser focused on what you need to do every single week to reach your revenue goals. Now, this chapter is all about weekly action steps, the daily and weekly tasks that keep the momentum going and ensure you're making progress toward your milestones. Let's face it, no big goal is ever achieved without consistent action. That's why this section is so important. Because if you want to hit your 90-day revenue target, it all comes down to what you do day in and day out. Why weekly action steps matter. Having a big goal is great, but without a clear roadmap of what needs to get done every week, it can feel overwhelming. Weekly action steps break down your larger goal into manageable tasks, allowing you to stay on track without burning out or feeling just like you're winging it. Each week, success is built on small, consistent actions that move the needle forward. The best part? When you commit to these steps, they become habits. Habits that lead to sustained growth and success well beyond the 90-day challenge. How to use the Weekly Action Steps tab. Now, let's talk about how to use the Weekly Action Steps tab in your workbook. This is where you'll outline the specific actions you need to take each week to drive revenue. Identify key actions. Now, each week you'll need to identify 3 to 5 actions that directly impact your revenue. These could be sales calls, follow-ups, launching an ad campaign, or hosting a webinar. The goal is to focus on actions that move the needle. Prioritize revenue-driving tasks. Not all tasks are created equal. Some will have a much bigger impact on your revenue than others. Now, in this tab, list your top priorities for the week. These should be tasks that, if completed, will bring you closer to hitting your weekly and monthly milestones. Assign deadlines. Each task should have a clear deadline. This keeps you accountable and ensures that you're not procrastinating on things that matter most. You'll see in the tab that there's a section to mark each action's due date. Track completion. As you go through the week, mark off each task as completed. This gives you a sense of progress and helps you stay focused. If you miss any tasks, be honest with yourself about why it happened and how you can avoid that next week. Guys, let me ask you this. How would it feel to wake up every day knowing you're making real progress on your goals? If that vision lights a fire in you, don't do it alone. The greatest breakthroughs come when you have a team behind you. That's why Brad and I have built the fraternity. It's a private community where entrepreneurs just like you are chasing success, but achieving it together. This is your moment. Click the link in the description and step into the momentum that you've been waiting for. Real world example. HubSpot's focus on weekly sales actions. Now let's take a look at HubSpot, a company that has mastered the art of breaking down large growth goals into weekly and actionable steps. HubSpot's sales teams follow strict weekly action plans that focus on key revenue-generating activities like cold outreach, demo calls, and nurturing leads. Now, by having a clear weekly focus, they ensure that their sales pipeline stays full and that they're consistently closing deals. Just like HubSpot, you should focus on revenue-driving actions each week and track how those actions impact your overall growth. How to stay focused on weekly action steps. Executing on your weekly plan requires focus and discipline. It's easy to get distracted by day-to-day fires, but sticking to your action steps will make the biggest difference in achieving your goals. Review daily. Start each day by reviewing your weekly action steps. This helps you prioritize the most important tasks and keeps you from getting sidetracked by less impactful work. Keep it realistic. Don't overload yourself with too many tasks. It's better to be focused on a few high-impact actions each week than to spread yourself too thin and end up not finishing anything. Adjust if needed. At the end of each week, review what worked and what didn't. Adjust your action steps for the following week based on what's helping you move closer to your goals. Action steps for this week. Here's what I need you to do this week. List 3 to 5 key actions. Identify 3 to 5 most important actions that you need to take this week to generate revenue. Write them down in the Weekly Action Steps tab. Set deadlines. Assign a deadline to each action to hold yourself accountable. When will you complete each task? Prioritize revenue-driving tasks. Make sure that the tasks you're focusing on are directly related to generating revenue. This could include sales calls, lead generation, or running a marketing campaign. Review your progress. And at the end of the week, review what you accomplished. Did you hit your targets? If not, why? Use this review to refine your approach for the following week. Closing thoughts. Your weekly action steps are where the magic truly happens. Big goals are great, but it's the small daily actions that truly get you there. By focusing on these key tasks each week, you're setting yourself up for consistent progress and ultimately success. Brad and I are excited to see what you achieve as you work through each week's action steps. Let's make this week count. In the next chapter, we'll be discussing marketing and sales tactics, the strategies that you'll use to attract new customers, close more deals, and drive revenue. Hey guys, thanks for watching this episode of the 90-Day Revenue Challenge. Your goals might feel out of reach right now, but they do not have to be. That's why Brad and I built the fraternity. It's a private community of entrepreneurs who are working together to achieve more, push harder, and get results faster. Believe me when I say this, you are not meant to do this alone. Click the link in the description. Let's reach those goals together. We'll see you on the inside.